All right, Alyssa, you are live.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alyssa Griffith, and I am the president of the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for our virtual Time for the Trades event. We'd like to thank our event sponsors, PICO and GA Vitri Incorporated, for their support in this initiative. We have a wonderful panel of guests this evening. They include Lisa McNamara from the Octorara School District, Gwen Smoker from Citadel, and she is also our board chair for the Chamber Scholarship Program, Greg Pilotti of Greg Pilotti Furniture Makers, Warren Taylor from Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, Anthony Castrovillo from Universal Technical Institute, and Jill Stoltzfus from Chester County Technical College High Schools. So thank you and welcome. The purpose of this event is to explore the careers of technical programs available in our region. We will discuss how these programs are advancing and adapting to students' needs, and also evaluate how we can cultivate connections between education and businesses to fill the demand of skilled workers in Western Chester County's workforce. We ask all attendees to feel free to engage in the chat box with questions or comments that you may have on the topics discussed throughout this webinar. First, each of our speakers will tell you about their programs or businesses, and then we will move on to the question portion of our webinar. I would now like to introduce Gwen Smoker from Citadel, and she is going to discuss the Chamber's Trade Scholarship.
Thank you, Alyssa. So the Western Chester County Chamber of Commerce debuted a trade scholarship in 2020. We're happy to have a repeat performance of the trade scholarship in 2021, but Act 2 has some fairly minor revisions, but one very important revision. And so I want to make sure that everyone that's attending this virtual event this evening is aware of what the Chamber is offering, particularly for the trade scholarship. And not only so that we can get your help in getting the word out to students and encouraging them to apply, but also we really would like to hear from businesses that need tradespeople that are interested in helping us fund this scholarship. After all, these students that we're targeting are your future workforce. So we're asking, like I said, for you to spread the word and to help us fund this. So to dive right in here, the trade scholarship right now is a $1,000 scholarship. Any senior student who resides in the Chamber service area, attends a technical education program at Octorara Area Senior High School, TCHS Brandywine, or TCHS Pennock's Bridge is eligible. And of course, there is scholarship criteria, so I just want to touch on that as well. So again, a senior student in good standing with his or her high school. Another criteria is demonstrate proficient academic achievement. For the trade scholarship, this specifically means a 2.0 or greater cumulative GPA, as well as a 2.5 or greater GPA in the technical course that they're attending. Achieve an advanced score on the NOCTI. Now, in 2020, we had to forego that criteria because students did not take the NOCTI. That's to be determined again for this year. If for some reason the students are not taking the NOCTI, then of course we would eliminate that criteria again in 2021. Another set of criteria is demonstrate involvement in school activities and or community service, or demonstrate active membership in a career and technical service organization. And just some examples of those might be DECA, FBLA, FFA, TSA, Skills USA, those types of programs. And there's another or in there, or participate in co-op Another criteria is be accepted at a university, college, community college, or accredited vocational trade or business school. And then a big or here, this is the very important revision for the trade scholarship this year. It's or require purchase of tools for the applicant's chosen trade. So we realized that students that are participating in a CTE program may not necessarily be going on to secondary education, but maybe getting their education through apprenticeship, in the workplace. And, they may need tools for the trade. I have my own example. My son is actually attending UNOH for diesel technology, but he is also working, just got a job at Rush Truck Centers, and we just spent about another $1,500 on tools for him. So a student such as that would certainly benefit from our scholarship. And then the applicant does also need to provide a recommendation by an administrator, teacher, coach, or other professional reference. So I have another minute or two here to wrap up, but applications are available on the Chamber website, which is westernchestercounty.com. They can be submitted in person at the Chamber office, by email, or by mail. Applications for the trade scholarship will be due by May 15th. And there is also an essay that's required. So I just want to touch on that in addition to the transcript, the NOCD results, a resume of their activities. It's a no less than 250 word, no more than 750 word essay that includes the following. Why did they choose this field of technical study? What do they plan to do following graduation, and what are their long-term career goals? Why they would be a good choice to receive this scholarship, and how are they planning to use the scholarship? So we're excited to be offering this again in 2021. We hope to grow the scholarship. Again, we need local businesses' help to get the word out and to fund it. So relying on you for all of that. And Alyssa, that's back to you then.
Thank you, Gwen. And thank you really for taking the lead with this trade scholarship. We've always offered an academic scholarship, but a couple of years ago, Gwen was really integral in promoting and asking that we add this trade scholarship. So thank you again for your work with this. Please, like I said, go on the website, forward this information on. We'd really like to get applicants and be able to pass this scholarship along to someone that is in need of it. So thank you again. Now we are going to hear from Lisa McNamara from the Octorara School District. Thank you. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there. Thank you, Alyssa. Again, my name is Lisa McNamara. I am the director of the Octorara Career and Technical Education Programs. They're also known as OACTEP for short. Many of you may not know that Octorara Junior Senior High School is the only comprehensive high school in Chester County that provides 11 in-house CTE programs. That means they're within our own high school. By providing students with a rigorous and relevant education, career options, and the various paths in which they get to their chosen career, Octorara provides opportunities for our students that supports a variety of post-secondary education choices. Students know that it's just not a job, but it's a career, and there isn't one way to get there. We all know that one size doesn't fit all. Whether a student chooses to go to a 4-year college, a 2-year college, technical college, or right into the workforce, Octorara prepares students to do all these and gives them the opportunity to have 3 years of technical real-world experience within their career field before graduating high school. OACTEP has successful partnerships with local businesses to support our programs and provides job opportunities for students. Students graduate with industry certifications, career-focused skills, work-based learning experience, career experience, college credits, industry connections, job opportunities, apprentice opportunities, employability skills, and the list goes on and on and on. I asked Rachel if I could share a 1-minute video clip that will show you a little, give you a great glimpse of all of our programs together. So let me share my screen with you now, okay? All right. Let me check these boxes. Okay. Oops, let's start that again. Thank you. And that's that. Back to you, Alyssa.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And for all that information. I know I was lucky enough to get a tour of the facility, and it's truly amazing everything you do, and also the relationships you have with different businesses in our area, and getting the students the experience that they need. So thank you for everything.
And if anybody's interested, you're more than willing, you're free to give me a call.
Great. Thank you. Now we are going to hear from Greg Pilotti from Greg Pilotti Furniture Maker, and he is also a tradesman. Greg?
Oh, you're on mute, Greg.
Unmuted. Here we go. Unmuted now. Greg Pilotti, owner of Greg Pilotti Furniture Makers. So I'm actually a graduate of trade school. I attended Thaddeus Stevens College in Lancaster. I was a traditional student in architecture school during 2008, and decided that, you know, I really actually wanted to get into the trades instead. So after while there goes my dog. Never a Zoom meeting without a dog. Sorry. Oh my, come here. This is great. So when I was in school, you're able to work through school. I was able to apprentice, actually work in my field. It gave me everything that I needed, and I was actually able to go out and start my own company. 5 years later, continuing to grow, and we actually bought a second company, which is a really awesome move for us. The biggest threat that we have to the work that we do is a lack of skilled labor. The kind of work that we do, it's really hard to bring someone off of the street and have them just really quickly pick this up. So we rely on programs like Octorara, Octorara's trade school program, and Thaddeus Stevens to bring us in qualified people that are able to do the work that we do. It's really, really, really important for businesses of all types to support these school programs, to support places like Thaddeus Stevens and Octorara in any way that they can. That might be with donations. I know, put a plug in for Lisa. They're always looking for equipment. So if you have used equipment and you're going to donate it or get rid of it or anything, call Lisa. She would be, I see her laughing at me. She'd be thrilled. This the same goes for Thaddeus Stevens. These types of schools get involved, learn what they're able to provide you. They need the support. They need to know, yeah, there's a place for these students to go. And there are. We really don't actually have enough people coming out of the schools. So anything that we can do as an industry, we need to support them, because they're our feeder. They're the places that we're going to get these high quality employees to work in the trades. So thank you very much, and back to you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Greg. And we had the opportunity to get a tour of Greg's his shop in our Chester County Checks-In. So if anyone hasn't gotten a chance to see that, you can find that on our YouTube channel and also on our website. But we have a nice tour of Greg's facility, and he talks and shows us what they do there. So very interesting, and I definitely learned a lot. Thank you, Greg. Now we are going to hear from Warren Taylor from Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology.
Good evening to all. I'm Warren Taylor. I was actually a missions recruiter last year at this time. I've been promoted to Director of Development. And one thing about Thaddeus Stevens, I have to give all due credit to Lisa at Octorara High School. We were recognized by the Aspen Siemens Institute for the Excellent in Equity in Community College STEM Award. And often you've heard me say that we've been doing STEM since 1905. We've been, everybody, before it came cool in the high schools and the colleges. But there is actually a student from Octorara that was a scholarship award winner, from this award that we were awarded from Aspen Siemens. And excuse my pronunciation, but Sharon Navarro, okay, who was an Octorara student and actually a scholarship recipient through this award that we got from the Siemens Aspen Institute. But exciting things going on at Thaddeus Stevens College. We're in a growth spurt. We're 4 campuses at the moment. The 21-22 school year or college year, we will open up our 5th campus, which is the expansion of our automotive technology, our collision repair technology. And I apologize to Miss Smoker, but we are introducing a new diesel technology program in 21-22. So as you can see, these are the majors that we offer, are majors in demand. We are a college of autonomy, meaning that if we have to retool a major to meet industry demand, we can do it in midstream and not have to go through the Department of Education. Latest news is we have our 10th president, started October 1st. That is the former Secretary of the Department of Education, Pedro Rivera. And it's also has taken a part-time assignment on President-elect Biden's educational team. So a lot of good things, great things happening at Thaddeus Stevens. And as far as Sharon Navarro, want to throw that name out to CAV3, the electrical contractor down there. So that's the latest at Thaddeus Stevens College. Also, I shout out to my alumni brother, Greg Pilotti.
Thank you, Warren. You guys are definitely doing great things over there.
Oh yeah, growth.
Thank you.
And a shout out to my friends at Technical College High School.
So everybody works together. That's the
Yes.
that's the important thing. Now, actually, speaking of the Technical High School, we're going to hear from Jill Stoltzfus from the Chester County Technical College High Schools.
Thank you so much for having me join you. Our technical college high schools, we operate out of 3 campuses throughout Chester County. So we have a Pickering campus in Phoenixville, Brandywine campus in Downeytown, and Pennox Bridge campus in West Grove. Our programs are designed to be 3-year programs with students advancing from beginner to advanced levels. Students attend for half the day, then get their academic programming at their home district. Programs are taught by industry certified professionals in the field, and they're overseen and governed by an occupational advisory committee, which is really comprised of business and industry professionals aimed at enhancing and strengthening the training program. These committee members meet biannually, and they review curriculum, equipment, just industry standards, and program activities. They offer recommendations and really just ensure that the business and industry standards are being met, so that really when students graduate from these programs, they are equipped to enter the workforce or pursue additional education. We have 25 approved programs, each assigned a zip code by the U.S. Department of Education, and they offer opportunities for students to earn industry certifications, college credits, and those workplace opportunities. And those are really the co-op experiences, internships, job shadowing, all those opportunities. We actively engage students with our community partners really in every grade. Just really trying to expand career awareness for our students, helping them to see that, say in our health career pathways field, maybe students might have a vision of, just kind of entering the nursing field, helping them broaden that vision and seeing that they can enter physical therapy or occupational therapy, or they can be a pharmacy tech or work in a lab. So just really trying to help them gauge what their options are. Our TCH schools really offer unique training opportunities to jumpstart students into these high priority occupations where they can easily maintain a sustainable living wage. Really in an effort to engage more community partners this year with this whole virtual platform that we've been hit with, we've started virtual presentations with business and industry partners. So we're hosting them weekly, and it really kind of mimics the traditional guest speaker events that we used to host live in person in the past, in a virtual platform. So really it's an opportunity for business and industry partners to engage all 3 campuses, students from all 3 campuses, which just creates a larger pool for student engagement. And they talk about, opportunities in their business, maybe entry-level positions, or just describe the different jobs that are available there. Maybe if they have apprenticeships that they offer to students, which are great. And then we kind of end it with a question and answer period. So the students can engage with the employers. They can ask them if they could do job shadows there, and then could follow up with them later. We host an annual career and training fair, and it's going to be in a virtual platform this year on March 25th. If anybody is interested in participating, students are going to interview with business and industry partners and just practice their interviewing skills, but also it's for our graduating seniors. So if there are entry-level positions available from any companies, they might be a good fit. We've had numerous students hired through that annual fair before, so we welcome any new participants. And then on our website, we also do have a Hire a TCHS student area. So it's basically a job posting site for active students. If business and industry partners may have part-time positions, or it's also open to our alumni as well. So if you're a company that, you're looking to hire a past graduate, we have a job posting board. You kind of go on our website, you fill out just a few forms, and then, it's a great way to engage students or alumni from our school. So thank you so much for letting me present. Back to you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Jill, and thank you for everything. You have a lot going on there, and you certainly provide and offer so many opportunities for the kids in our region, so thank you. And Lastly, we have Anthony Castrovillo from Universal Technical Institute.
Yes, so thank you very much for inviting me on this evening to speak with you guys. It's a pleasure. Technical education obviously is something that's very important in what we do at UTI. So I'm going to share my screen here with you guys and just kind of give you a little bit of information about UTI and about our school. So UTI, we actually have been around since 1965. We successfully graduate and place more technicians in the transportation industry than any other school. So that's what we really focus in on, is transportation. Now, we have 12 campus locations across the country. So most locally, we have a campus in Exton, Pennsylvania, and there we do automotive and we do diesel training. Sometimes students do want to go away from home. They want to get that college experience living with roommates and living on their own. So we have opportunities for them across our 12 campuses for students to be able to do that. We offer some specialty training programs. You'll notice down in North Carolina, down in Mooresville, we have a NASCAR Technical Institute, NTI we call that. So we are officially sponsored by NASCAR. And we have that program down there for students that are really looking to get into motorsports. They like performance, they like racing, they want to be able to get into some sort of race team, whether it is NASCAR or NHRA or Formula Drift. We have a lot of graduates working in those different industries. Down in Florida, we offer some specialty campuses in the forms of motorcycle and marine. So we have a motorcycle and power sports program that we offer down there. And that's for students that are looking to work on dirt bikes and quads and four-wheelers, snowmobiles, jet skis, all those fun things that our students like to do. So we work with some major manufacturers there. We work with Harley Davidson, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and students have the opportunity to learn from those manufacturer training opportunities to be able to get into that field. We also have some other programs that we really invested in the last few years. One of those is welding. So we offer welding at a few of our campuses now, and that's a program that we're constantly expanding and offering because there's demand in that area. Another program would be CNC Machining. So a couple years ago, we partnered with Roush Yates Engines. And we put together a 36-week CNC program for students that are looking to become a CNC machinist, to be able to work in a machine shop, or some of our students have a desire and passion to actually build engines and work on race engines, and they can learn to do that down in our North Carolina campus down in Mooresville. So one of the things that makes us a little unique at UTI is our relationships that we have with industry. So the manufacturer logos that you see on your screen, you probably recognize a lot of them. Warren, I know you got a Porsche, and I see the Porsche logo there. So I got to say, so just joking around here, Warren. So we work with lots of different manufacturers. So Porsche is one of them, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Ford, General Motors, Mopar. And on the diesel side, we work with Peterbilt, Cummins, Daimler Trucks. So this really, to me, is about opportunity. Students have the ability when they come to UTI to be able to get their core training. So in Exton, we do automotive, we do high performance, and we do diesel training right here in Exton. And then students have the opportunity when they're done, they're about 1 year program, to take manufacturer courses. So they can actually specialize and earn those manufacturer credentials. And that's very important. So I was actually broadcasting live from a local Volvo dealership yesterday. And the service manager there was talking to students about some of those credentials they could earn through our Volvo program, and how it's about a 3 to 6 year head start for a student coming out of UTI, coming out of that Volvo program, going into a dealership. They're starting with 15 credentials through the manufacturer, and that's going to be able to allow them to do so much more when they get into the industry and to be able to get into working. And that's really what it's all about at UTI, is getting students prepared for a career, getting them placed for a career. So we actually assist our students with that for life. So we offer nationwide lifetime employment assistance for students that ever want to come back and take a course over or get help finding a job. We can help them with that. One of the other areas I'll kind of close with here when you talk about opportunity and employment and demand are some of the investments that we've made over the last few years in what we call tuition reimbursement programs. So what I have up here now is this is what we call our trip map. And you can see here that when you look at the map of the United States, every single one of these colored dots represents an employer that has an agreement with UTI that when our students graduate our program and they go work for one of those companies, that company will actually help them repay their student loans. So that's something that is really awesome. And, we have close to 5,000, you see here, 4,500 nationwide locations across the country with those agreements. So Gwen, you had mentioned your son is working at Rush Truck Center. Too bad he didn't come through UTI. We have actually an agreement with Rush Truck Center where they will actually help repay student loans for any student that are going through that program. And these are some, again, really good opportunities. Other brands that we have those relationships with locally that you guys may have heard of. Fred Beans, for a student that graduates UTI, goes through the program, graduates, does well, gets a job at any one of the 21 dealerships locally under Fred Beans. Fred Beans will pay $250 a month towards any student loan bill that those students may have. So that's something that we're constantly trying to invest more in. So when we look at industry partners, when we look at folks that hire our graduates, we're working with them to try to put opportunities in place to help those students when they graduate, help repay student loans, and help invest in their education, their career. So I work with all the high schools in the area in Chester County. I work with a lot of students from TCHS. They have some amazing programs at TCHS. Students come out of there prepared and ready to further education. We have articulation agreements with them. So students are able to place out of some courses at UTI that come through some of the automotive programs that are looking to get into automotive or diesel. So thank you so much for the opportunity to talk a little bit about UTI. And thank you guys again.
And thank you, Anthony. That's a lot of really great things that you guys are doing and wonderful information. Thank you. Thank you again to all our panelists here this evening. I'm going to go into the chat box, and we do have some questions here. I see this one from Jim Lackner, and it says he's with CCEDC and Local Manufacturer Alliance. His question is, what % of the students from all the schools mentioned have the soft or business critical skills that employers require in addition to the trade tech skills that the schools they train in? My employers have two concerns. One, not enough students in the program, and only 20% of high school grads are interested or qualified with the soft business critical skills. So I'm going to just put that out there, and if anybody, if you guys all want to chime in.
Yeah, I'll mention quickly, Warren, you may have something to say about this, but that's a great point. And, we were talking a little bit about this, Lisa, actually, you and I, a couple of weeks ago. And I'll be honest with you. So UTI, our students, one of the real advantages of our program is students don't have to take a lot of academic courses. They're technical programs. It's hands-on. They're looking for a specific skill. They want to get into a specific industry. But, the one thing that's unique about UTI compared to some other places is, our students get graded in a couple different areas, but one of the grades that they get is professionalism. And sometimes students, when they come into UTI, have a hard time with that, or understanding why that's important. And when you think about professionalism, we talk to our students about their appearance, about their work habits, about their communication skills, working well as a team, because we understand that when they go into the workforce, all those things are going to be very, very important. So we understand that the time at our school is a learning experience. We don't expect students to come in day one and know exactly what they're supposed to do or how to act. So it's an opportunity for us to be able to help them grow and mature. And we always say at UTI, it's interesting, when you look at a student day one at orientation, and they're kind of sitting there in their chair and they don't know anyone. And then you look about a year and a half, sometimes 2 years later, when they walk across that stage and graduate, they're really a different person. They've grown, they've matured, they've developed in a lot of ways. And that's one of the things that we're very proud of. When you talk to employers that hire our graduates, they say, we can always tell a UTI graduate by their level of professionalism. I agree with you. It is important, and we try to instill that.
Anthony, I agree with you. I think a big part of that is maturity, but one of the things that Octorara also does in all the career and technical education programs, they teach the professional skills. They teach these soft skills, the employability skills, the leadership skills. That's embedded within career and technical education. So, after our conversation, Anthony, we honestly are doing the same thing. We've developed rubrics based on the career standards to make sure that students now are receiving grades about professionalism. We are doing training even with our teachers to assess kids in replying and in professional manners. You know, in our nice technical world with emails, how do they learn how to respond regarding an invoice or an email, or how do you answer the phone? How do you show up for work and dress appropriately, maintaining your hours? So those are parts, those types of skills are integrated in career and technical education. And I'm sure Jill would agree with that.
Yeah, so I was just going to piggyback off of that, Lisa. Yeah, so we are actually partnering with the Manufacturing Association to do a whole curriculum, and it's entitled Soft Work Skills. I just kind of completed the program with them, and we're looking to pilot it in the spring. And along with that comes a certification, but it's a several-hour course, and it's teaching all those same skills. But again, it is embedded in our daily curriculum with the students, and students are graded on certain aspects of the professional behavior, but we're adding this other layer on for students to achieve a certification. We're really offering it to seniors only first, and then we're going to kind of see how it goes, but it's something else to add to their career portfolio, to add to their resume when they graduate. It's another enhancement tool for when they go out and interview with employers.
Yeah. Another thing career and technical education programs do is all of the students participate in what we call CTSOs, career and technical student organizations like Skills USA, FFA, TSA, and all of these programs are embedded within our curriculums as well as outside activities that students have to do and integrate within the communities, and they teach leadership skills and those types of needed professional skills.
Speaking on Thaddeus Stevens College, what actually separates us from the other players, especially in technical education, is the hours that a student is actually in their major, and we call it a work day. We're actually set up like a college. You have your various holidays in the fall of the year, and your Thanksgiving, and then Christmas break, and then you have your spring breaks. But one thing that stands apart is the fact in our 24 majors that we offer, the students are in those majors for 4.5 hours a day. And then they will have college level academics, which is specific to the major. But the good thing about being specific is there's no junk or fluff they have to deal with as far as selectives. But with that 4.5 hours of theoretical, applicable, experiential learning, critical thinking, and problem solving, and then along with the soft skills that's reinforced, through our career services, that's why we job place so well. A fine example is when we have our job career fair in February. It's going to be all virtual this year. Last year was kind of cut short because of COVID, but students are dressed to impress, necktie and suit with resume in hand, and getting that exposure with employers and actually get signed on the spot contingent of graduation. And then to put the cap on everything is when they do graduate from Thaddeus Stevens, they graduate with an applied associate degree of science with transferable credits to a 4-year. So as far as the soft skill and the culturing of students, it's all built right into our programs at Thaddeus Stevens College.
I would just like to chime in there for a minute, Alyssa, before you go on to the next question. Although I'm not an educator, I've had the opportunity twice now to participate in the TCHS Career and Training Fair. And so I'm interviewing, or mock interviewing those students. And primarily I'm getting students from the, finance and marketing program. But I can tell you there's a big focus in that program on communication and how the students, can professionally communicate with, their customers or clients or future customers or clients, their team members, their, employers. So I definitely think, some of that, as Anthony and Lisa said, comes with maturity. But there certainly are some impressive students that have some impressive communication skills. So I know it's being taught in their CTE programs.
Thank you. Just another question we had in the chat from Tony Buck, who's, I believe, on our regional planning committee. He had just asked, do any of these locations offer, if you want to be self-employed? So any training, I guess, if you wanted to start your own business, and probably Greg Pilotti might be good to speak on this, since that's exactly what he ended up doing. Is Greg still on? There you go.
There we go. I got it unmuted. I do know that Octorara has, Lisa, you could probably tell it better. I'm pretty sure that they have a new program that is completely based on entrepreneurship. And Thaddeus Stevens, we did take a business class on that. I mean, I'll be completely transparent. I didn't learn really how to totally run my business at school. I had some other help through family and watching some other people do things in how to run a business. But I can do the work. That's in the trades. That's right now more the hard part. You can get some business help. You can get, there's SCORE, I believe, also that can helps people with entrepreneurship. But it's not always that easy to pick up the trades, and you usually don't call a plumber who doesn't know what they're doing. But there's plenty of plumbers that maybe could use a little bit of help with the business side. So I think that yes, there needs to be definitely some education as far as how to run your business, but more importantly is the skill itself. It's the trade skill.
Yeah, both TCHS, I think Brandywine campus has a marketing and business program, as well as Octorara. We did our program specifically as the entrepreneurship SIP code, and it is, we call it Business Academy because it hits all the areas of business as well. So the Brandywine campus at TCHS and Octorara do have programs that focus on those areas.
Right. And I know also, as the career readiness indicators, the CRIs that have kind of started last year, there's an entrepreneurship component that we at TCHS are teaching with our students.
Great. Thanks. I'm just going to, one more quick, two more things. I have Joan Holliday asked a question, and that was, I think a good point. And this is, I think, very important where we're trying to move this conversation. What do you see is required to attract more students to pursue trade education and careers? So, I think that's the thing, is we want to be able to get kids interested in this. So does anybody have any ideas or suggestions on how we can, what we can do to pursue that?
Well, I think one of the things that we're starting to do is go to the younger grade levels. That's really important, and bringing that career awareness back into the educational system. It was there for a long time, then it was kind of taken out a little bit. Now it's coming back in that focus, and really educating the parents in this. They, for years, the educational system has four-year college, and it really weighed heavily into that area. And I think now the pendulum is starting to balance a little bit more, and getting the word out to parents and educating parents, and really educating the educational system as well. And I think everybody on this panel can agree to that, is educating, teachers, administrators, the parents and the students.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I mean, that's what I do is work with teachers and counselors. And listen, Lisa and her team are absolutely amazing in Octorara. I work great with them. But I'm sorry that there's a lot of other schools out there that aren't necessarily open to that as maybe some other schools are. And, you know, a big part of what I do is informing them and showing them. I mean, I mentioned earlier that I was at a Volvo dealership yesterday, and I conducted a virtual field trip where students could log in from home and see the dealership and see the accounting team and the business team and the service team and the sales team and look at some of the technology. I mean, and you guys know this, the technology on cars today, I mean, they're driving themselves. It's all computers. And that's what the service people there at the dealership were saying is it's not the profession that maybe your parents think it is. It's very technologically advanced. A lot of the folks that come into this area and are successful are students that they didn't grow up working on cars. They grew up playing on computers, and they like phones and things like that. They like solving problems. So I think for me, it's really working with the schools, allowing the opportunity for schools like UTI and other schools to be able to come in. And when I speak to students, I understand that a lot of the students aren't going to have an interest in that, and that's okay. But just getting them thinking about some of the opportunities that are out there and kind of showing them some of the pathways. We have a program that I didn't mention when I was talking that we host over the summer that allows area high school juniors that are going into their senior year to come to UTI and take a class for free. Try it out. And that's a great opportunity for a student that's maybe thinking that he wants to come to UTI, or a student that likes to work with his hands and know exactly what he wants to do after graduation. So they can come to UTI, they could take that class, and they may decide that that's not for them. And that's great. They learned that when they were still in high school, or they may decide this is something that could be really fun for them and something they want to pursue. So I think it's just educating, the more opportunities to put different pathways in front of students and really to get them thinking. Because I know I speak for myself. When I graduated high school, it was like, all right, well, we're supposed to go to college now, and we're there for a few years, and then we graduate, and it's like, all right, what do we do now? So, letting them know about the different opportunities that are out there is key.
One thing that we do, especially for career development and younger children, we actually start in kindergarten. We have our STEM exploration lab, which is on our Orange Street campus. And it's called our K through 12 STEM initiatives. And actually where we actually go into, it's mainly with the school district of Lancaster, that we go in there to their 8 elementary schools in their kindergartens and do STEM demonstrations, with Legos and, just basics, wood working. And then they have kindergarten graduation, which is in May. Usually the presentations are in September. And then we have for our middle school, we have tours on campus for middle schoolers, and then we have our STEM camps over the summer. So it's planting that seed at a young age and exposing students that there is opportunity, within STEM related careers versus the 4-year. And I can't put down 4-year to go back to a previous question was, as far as business training for our students, with us being a Middle States accredited college, we have numerous students, especially like our carpentry program, for example, go on to Penn College, which used to be a competitor, which is more of a partner. They can go up there in 2 years. They'll take everything from Thaddeus. They can have their construction management degree. So that's what we do on the business end of it.
Great. Thank you. Just in the interest of time, going to try and wrap things up. I do want to, Steve Warwashel, who is the chair of our regional planning, he did question, I guess, comment, but said, is UTI ever considered a satellite in Coatesville? So maybe Anthony, put that in your on your list, something to consider. Yeah. We'd love to have you.
We bring students in from Alaska. I think the Coatesville drive's too much.
There you go.
No, that's a great question.
Yeah. we have room for you.
Yep.
But obviously this was a great conversation, and it just shows the need and the interest that we all have in promoting the trades, getting the word out. And I think we all agree that it is that education component. But the chamber is here, to make those connections between the businesses, the students, the educational availability. So thank you again for the panelists. Thank you all that are watching for joining us. You can visit our trades page at chescowest.com. And again, our trade scholarship can be found at the westernchestercounty.com. That's our website. And we'd like to thank always our year-long partners. They do make these type of events possible. Our titanium partner, First Resource Bank. Our platinum partners, the Wright Agency, GA Vitri, Citadel, and Delaware Valley Concrete. And our gold partners, Brandywine Health Foundation, Sikorsky, Rhodes Energy, Brandywine Hospital, Pennsylvania, American Water, Penrise Advisors, and Mid-Penn Bank. This concludes our program. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.